So hello everyone, this is my project presentation. If we just move to the first slide. So my first one is my personal project, and although it's not completed, I did put some location shots onto these slides. So the next slides will be a few of the location shots where my personal project, which is a music video, will be. So this is so my music video basically is based around a dance academy.
A what?
A dance academy, and they told me when I got in contact with them that they actually do dance classes outside.
Wow.
On a location, and this really helped me because it kind of I couldn't select the location, I had it selected for me, so it's one thing out of my hands, and it happened to be a really kind of artistic place.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like in Waterloo, Type Street, where it's a whole tunnel of graffiti artists, and so I was told the dance class will be taken here, will be here. So I turned up before the dance class started, with in mind to take location shots, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
I think the next slide shows another couple. Actually, I photographed some of the graffiti artists as well, because I just thought, it makes for that extra bit for the location. So I've got a few words here because I think it best fits the amazing scenery which will be in my background for my music. As I said before, I feel I got lucky here. As a dance academy takes classes outside in this video, so I didn't have to scout any other site, which took a lot of work out of my hands.
Yeah.
The next section is my VFX section. So these next couple of slides show the visual aspects of what I have learned during my course here. Since taking the course, I started to visualise the power of production and post-production, and what it can do for my overall work. Although my VFX are just small parts in the next few slides, I feel in the future they could be put into a movie, a short film, or animation, where many creative talents can collaborate on a bigger project. So my first one was a super jump, which I filmed for visual effects purposes. It was going to be on my ident, but I never kind of completed it properly. I never finished it, so it's only really just some raw footage. So although pretty sketchy, my first attempt at using Rotobrush, which is the tool in visual effects to cut myself from original footage, which I took outside with one of my college colleagues, Akib, and to place me on a background where I could visually look like I'm falling from the sky, basically. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of made me fall in love with visual effects, and making me want to be an artist as well. The next one, after the super jump, we can stay on here for a little bit, is a text effect. And the text effect is basically from YouTube tutorials to After Effects. This is another part of visual effects that I like, but it's a text that would basically be in movie credits or like a heading or a title for a movie. And it's basically effects and graphics that really pop, like you might have seen like an action movie or something like that, where the text is on fire or is moving, or it's rotating. So my next effect is a text effect. My third for visual effects was an ident. It's the ident I chose, and basically it was part of my major project in the first semester. And although not perfect, it was my first introduction to the importance of a show reel, and how in the future all my creative projects will be viewed in a more serious and professional manner. So Claire, if we move to the next one. So my inspiration and creativity for the super jump comes from every great Marvel and action film. and to be able to live in a time where you just need a camera set up, a Mac laptop and software means I can be a camera operator, director and visual artist all in one, and these tools give me that. So if I go to the next slide. Thank you, Claire. So if you want to play that again, can you play that again? It's only like a few seconds.
That's great.
The elegance.
I
Although
love the colours.
although there's no sound or visual effects, I
Yeah.
still reckon it was great fun to do, and it's still unfinished, so it's something I'm
great.
gonna come back to next. Okay,
Just one more time.
looks pretty awesome, right? I love it.
I just love all the
Does it
buildings and
hurt?
the colours around the buildings
Yeah.
and the light.
This was just round from the tape, I think we were. So we
Right.
just took it there.
Okay.
Yeah, so my next visual effects piece came from a YouTube tutorial, but was really inspired by the movie action world and how title sequences always look spectacular.
Yeah.
I think I would love to do this kind of text for a bigger project if I get to do all the roles in the process. So if we can move, all it is a text. We move to the next slide. And basically, although it's not really clear, the text is supposed to be on fire, and it's something that if I can produce and make a story for myself, I would like to do the title credits and produce effective text for that as well.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so basically onto the third visual effects that I've given you. My first item was created with animation in mind, which is the next slide. I used illustrations of thoughts. My thoughts had character and colour. Something that would really explode on screen when seen at the intro of my show reel. I used Photoshop, and then from Photoshop I put it into After Effects. So they were the tools used. I've never used those two tools together, and it was the first time. Basically, it just opens up a huge range of what you can do if you want to go into the visual effects industry. So if we move to the next slide, I can show you my ident. So
Tell me, what did you do there?
So I used illustrations. I found 10 illustrations and I cut them up in Photoshop in slices, and then from there I took them to After Effects so that I could use the 3D camera in there, and so I could basically give it depth so that I could move the camera in the scene. So they were two-dimensional images, so I basically moved them from 2D into three-dimensional, and I could also get different kind of camera angles. It was really hard work, and it was a real eye-opener.
It looks great.
But I think it's got huge potential in the future. And
What
I'm
would
glad.
you call that, what you've just done?
I don't know.
Illustrations?
And a 3D illustration animation.
Yeah. Very good. Right, do you want me to go forward?
Yeah, so that's basically it. My final reflections is basically I'm very proud of the learning process I've taken to make the showpieces of my slide. I'm really proud. And the steps, I didn't know any of these steps. I didn't even know anything creative. I didn't know anything about that. How I had it in me. But that's the point I want to make, because especially my creative side, I never thought I had one, and basically using the video, using the tools for animation, just makes you become you're an artist,
Yeah.
and it's never something I thought I would ever be.
Yeah.
So for that,
That's
I'm
great.
super, super proud. So, and then to think in the future, this whole course really will be a springboard for every creative project I do in the future, basically.
Oh,
From university to personal employment, maybe from freelance to private
Yeah.
work. It's going to be at the basis and core of everything I do.
I'm going to include that in your feedback. That was great.
And thank you to all the teachers on this course.
Oh,